The economic crash began at home, quite literally. As the bottom fell out of the U.S. housing market in late 2007, the aftershock quickly hit worldwide.
I don't know if we carry most of the blame on our shoulders in terms of the global meltdown, but we sure have our share of it.
Global markets lost confidence in the securitized mortgage industry that had driven the U.S. and global economy for nearly a decade. And by late 2008, lending came to a screeching halt. Banks and other financial institutions once seen as indestructible collapsed. The stock market dropped to its lowest level in decades.
We live in an increasingly integrated international economy, and so what you see are the interconnections either in a spiral down or hopefully a spiral back.
How has the global financial crisis hit markets worldwide? And what can be done to prevent it from happening again?
One of the key responses from the government was regulation. The Dodd-Frank rule, as proposed by Paul Volcker, introduced a new level of uncertainty that undermines prop trading activity and reduced banks' exposure to hedge funds. This has led to a structural change in the banking operating model.
We have identified JP Morgan as one of the most agile firms in the financial services industry. Despite a significant discontinuity, they were able to stay ahead of their competitors such as Lehman Brothers, Merrill Lynch, Bear Stearns, UBS, Deutsche. They have emerged out of the crisis as one of the forerunners amongst the survivors of one of the most harrowing periods in the world's history. The U.S. largest bank by market capitalization, JP Morgan was the only U.S. bank that posted a profit during the crisis and the first to repay TARP, the U.S. government funding that aimed to maintain liquidity during the crisis. JP Morgan demonstrates dynamic strategic agility, for they possess the three key elements of resource fluidity, collective commitment, and strategic foresight, which eluded key competitors like Lehman Brothers, who is now extinct, while Citigroup, UBS, and Deutsche, who struggled through the crisis. JP was able to maintain strategic agility by demonstrating the following. It had early insights into the credit crisis due to their exposure to retail banking. JP Morgan was able to explore opportunities by strategically acquiring firms like Washington Mutual and Bear Stearns. It is also a behemoth assembly of multiple firms from historic acquisitions, resulted in JP Morgan having a highly diversified portfolio of businesses, allowing the firm to reallocate resources from prop trading to more stable cash flow businesses such as wealth management services. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, was also named the best risk manager on the street through the crisis. As a result of its superior agility, JP Morgan was the first bank to repay the TARP fund, reinforcing its strong reputation for solidity.
In contrast, Citibank, which also had retail banking, was unable to adapt as quickly. Some of its global competitors, such as UBS and Deutsche, eventually identified wealth management as the driver of revenues going forward, but their execution came at a later date. The aggregate net income of JP Morgan during the crisis was $11.8 billion, outperforming all of its competitors. JP Morgan's share price, shown in yellow on this chart, has increased by 150% from its all-time low during the crisis. JP's share price outperformed most of its main U.S. competitors. JP Morgan has also outperformed most of its key global competitors as illustrated by this chart. Again, JP Morgan's share price is shown in yellow on this chart. After this video, we would like you to remember: continually make sense of the changing environments, and be prepared to adapt your business model while ensuring you maintain a robust governance environment. The key takeaway is that businesses must be agile in order to be sustainably successful.
JP Morgan has been through a lot of tough times, but every step of the way we stood tall. tried to do the right thing, and got through it all.
We thank you for your time for watching this, and until the next time when a whale emerges from River Thames, we hope you have your swimming trunks on.